And returning now to our coverage of Pope Francis, I am joined by Chris Haddad, a youth leader at St. Thomas the Apostle in West Hartford. And Chris, we wanted to talk to you about the feeling at St. Thomas, kind of the reaction people are having to the new Pope.
Well, it's certainly an exciting time in the church. And I think, as is always the case, the proof will be in the pudding.
Yeah.
But I think there are a lot of reasons for people that people are hopeful about the choice for Pope. I'd be remiss, my wife and I are both products of Jesuit education, so Fairfield Prep and Fairfield University, so I'd be remiss if I didn't say we weren't a little excited that this is the first Jesuit Pope. The Jesuits have this incredible commitment to education, but also to working with the poor and social justice. So I think, there's a great hope that those that there will be sort of a refocus on those types of issues and a commitment to social justice.
While people have said so much that when he was cardinal, that he did work with the poor and was a man of the people and lives a very simplistic life and will set that kind of example, some people a little bit concerned that he's very conservative.
Well, I think it would have been hard to, all of the cardinals from whom the Pope was selected were appointed by, if I'm not mistaken, either Pope Benedict or Pope John Paul II. So the idea that there would have been someone to select who wasn't conservative is probably, an illusion. He certainly is conservative, but I think, his life is, I think, and the way he's lived his life is very unique. The fact that he has eschewed, living in one of the bishops or cardinals' mansions to the extent they have them, or that he cooks his own meals and he lives humbly. I think he really has embraced the humility that is, that we see in Christ, and that is often, I think, missing in some of our leaders.
And it sounds like he's continuing that. We reported earlier today that he actually went to the priest's rooms to pay for his rooms where he was staying during the conclave. So a lot of people saying he's sort of sticking with that humility and trying to set an example. Be humble, pay your tab. Anything in just being around West Hartford and speaking with non-Catholics, things that people are saying to you? It seems like the whole world is sort of intrigued by this whole process, not just Catholics.
Yeah, I mean, I think, which I think is great. I think that there's so much interest in this is wonderful. I think it'll bring light to the church and what the church does. I think there's a lot of hope because of his life and the way he's led his life. I think there are some who have expressed concerns about some of the statements that when he was cardinal he made about homosexuality, and I think there are some concerns about whether the church will move in any direction there. There are a lot of Catholics who are gay who are waiting to feel at home in the church, and understandably. I think those have been some of the concerns that people have mentioned. But I do think there's a lot from what the Pope brings to the table that excite people and provide some hope that there will be some change.
Yeah. And like you, a lot of excited Jesuits today.
Absolutely.
It's great news, very exciting. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
It's been a really exciting time. We've all been watching so closely.
Yeah,
thank you.